Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible clocks that run our world. We're talking about the secret rhythm that decides how and when we get all the stuff we use every single day. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You finally decide to buy that new gadget. You click Add to Cart, and it's on back order. Or that package you've been obsessively tracking just seems to be stuck somewhere. It's so frustrating. But it's not random. There's a reason for it. And that reason? It all comes down to timing. Deep inside the factories making all our products, there's this really delicate rhythm, like a pulse. And when that pulse is even slightly off, well, the entire supply chain feels it. And eventually, so do we.
So to really get a handle on this factory rhythm, we don't need to get bogged down in a bunch of complicated jargon. Nope, we're going to start somewhere way more familiar.
Just picture your favorite local coffee shop. Say around 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. The line is out the door. Everybody needs their caffeine fixed right now. And the pressure is seriously on. That chaotic little scene, it's basically a perfect miniature factory. So inside this coffee shop, you've got 3 different clocks all ticking away. First, there's the pace the barista needs to keep up to serve everyone in that line on time. Think of that as takt time. Then there's how fast they're actually making one single coffee. That's your cycle time. And finally, there's your experience, the total time from when you order to that amazing first sip. That's the lead time. Okay, so with that coffee shop analogy fresh in our minds, let's head over to the factory floor. We're going to look at the official terms and definitions that companies use to see how well they're doing. First up, we've got takt time. Fun fact, the word takt is German for a conductor's baton. You know, the stick that sets the tempo for an orchestra. And that is a perfect description. See, takt time isn't about how fast a factory can go, it's about how fast it has to go to keep customers happy. The rhythm is literally set by customer demand. So how do they figure this out? Well, let's look at this example. Let's say a customer needs 2,000 widgets a day. And the factory, after you take out lunches and breaks, has 390 minutes of real work time. It's simple math. You divide the available time by the number of units you need. Boom. This factory needs to finish 1 unit every 11.7 seconds. That's their beat. That's the target. Now let's move on to the next clock, cycle time. And this is crucial. If talk time is the goal, cycle time is the reality. It's what you get if you were to literally stand there with a stopwatch and time how long it actually takes to make one item, from the very beginning to the very end. This is the factory's true speed. Okay, using that same factory, let's say that in those 390 minutes, they actually only made 1,500 units. So we do the math again. Available time divided by the actual output, their cycle time is 15.6 seconds. And this is where it gets really, really interesting, especially when you compare it to that takt time we just calculated. This chart just lays it out perfectly. Takt time is the goal set by what your customers want. Cycle time is the reality, measured on your factory floor. And understanding the gap between what you need to do and what you are doing, well, that's everything. And finally, we get to the big one, lead time. This is the clock that you, the customer, actually experiences. It starts ticking the second you place an order, and it doesn't stop until that package is on your doorstep. It includes the actual production time, sure, but it also includes all the waiting around. Waiting for parts, waiting in line to be processed, waiting for the delivery truck. It's the whole shebang.
All right, so we've got these 3 different clocks, all ticking away, often at totally different rates. The real secret to running a great operation isn't just about making them tick faster, it's about getting them to tick in perfect harmony.
And really, it can only play out in one of 3 ways. In a perfect world, your cycle time is exactly the same as your takt time. You're making things at the exact same rate that people are buying them. But if your cycle time is longer than your takt time, you're underproducing. You just can't keep up. And if it's shorter, you're overproducing, making things way faster than you need to. So what actually happens when that delicate balance is lost? Well, that takes us right back to our original question, about those sold-out phones and delayed packages. Let's look at our example again. The factory needed to produce a unit every 11.7 seconds, but they were actually taking 15.6 seconds. They're too slow. Every single minute, they're falling further and further behind what the customer wants. And that leads directly to shortages, back orders, and a lot of frustrated customers. Now, you might be thinking, hey, being faster has to be a good thing, right? Well, not necessarily. It creates its own huge problem, overproduction. If you're making stuff that nobody has ordered yet, you have to put it somewhere. That costs a ton of money for warehouses, insurance, staff to manage it. You're basically tying up cash in boxes of stuff that might go out of style. It is a classic form of waste. So, if the rhythm is off, what do? How do you actually fix it? How do you get in there and tune the engine to get those clocks back in sync? Well, to make your cycle time shorter, to improve your actual speed, you have to go on a hunt for bottlenecks. See, a production line is only as fast as its absolute slowest step. If one machine is holding everything up, everyone else is just standing around waiting. So, by finding and fixing that one slow point, you can speed up the entire operation and get your cycle time down to match your takt time. And what about lead time, the total customer experience? Well, since it includes pretty much everything, you have to attack it from every angle. This means things like standardizing parts so development is faster, working better with your suppliers, streamlining the factory floor itself, and even organizing your warehouses and delivery routes more efficiently. Every single piece of that puzzle matters. So, in the end, getting these 3 clocks to tick in harmony isn't just some technical thing for factory nerds. It's the very heart of running a great business. It means you're not wasting money. You're keeping your promises to customers, and you're running a lean, efficient, and profitable company. So the next time you see a product is sold out or you get that package delivered unbelievably fast, you'll know why. It all comes down to the ticking of these 3 hidden clocks. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible rhythms are out there quietly shaping our daily lives?